Hey guys, it's Chris here from the Butcher Shop at Cannon Hill. Today I'm going to show you how we cook our steaks here in the kitchen. So here we've got a really nice sirloin, MB3, it's a Black Angus, and it's extremely nice, well aged, and basically this is what we use in the kitchen. Here we select all our steaks before they go through. So how I'm going to start this off is a liberal amount of seasoning, so a good amount of cracked pepper on each side, and then a great amount of Australian flake salt. Then what I like to do is add a light coating of vegetable oil, give that a good rub in, okay? And I let that sit for about 30 seconds. I also make sure before my steaks get cooked that they're at room temperature, so we get a beautiful cook on them. If they're too cold, the center won't cook as quick and you'll be left with a tough and uncooked piece of meat. All right, so I'll just show you the grill here. Every grill we have is different. A great thing to look for is a white spot on your grill. If you can find the white spot on your grill, that's the hottest part of your grill. Not every grill's built perfect where it's always, one area is always perfectly hot. So I'm looking right here at this white spot. That's where I'm going to put my steaks on. So first, I like to just put it down on the angle, press it there. I like to give it a good press. A lot of people say don't press too hard because you squeeze the juices out, but I like to press it down to get a good amount of colour. I also like to put on an oven tray on the top. People say yes or no to this. This is how I cook in here. This is how most of the chefs do. One, it circulates the heat right round and it seals the edges of the steak before it goes into the oven. So I'll let that sit for about a minute. Then I'm going to turn it to get a nice crisscross pattern on it to make it look good. Nice and hot. Nice crisscross pattern there. So I'm going to put it down and do that again. Give it a light press. Just make sure you don't burn your hands. So I've got a bit of asbestos happening here, so I can push down a bit longer than most people. This side's done. So as you can see, the heat's really whipped around. We've got a bit of flame on the fat, which gives it that nice smoky flavour. Now I'm just going to turn them over. And as we can see, we've got a beautiful pattern on there. You do that at home, all your friends are going to love it. Okay, I'm not going to recover this now because as you can see, the edges have sealed off just enough to hold all those juices in. So I'll leave this now for probably 30 seconds before I rotate it a bit to get the crisscross pattern on the other side. All right, so it's been about 30 seconds. There's a bit of flame going on here. A lot of people get scared with flame. If you're not too concerned about it, leave the steak in there. It's all good, it gives a good amount of flavour. If you don't like the smoky flavour, just move your steak to the side. Okay, so I'll move it to the side for the purpose of the video. Now I know we're still going to get a little bit of smoke from that fat rendering down there, but we're not going to have that complete charred meat flavour happening. So I'll leave this now for another 30 seconds. And then we're going to put it in the oven. Now, normally we could leave this onto the grill, but here we don't have time to actually do that. So I'm going to show you how we grill it here, put it into our combi oven. It's a Rationale, it's got everything here, it's steam injected. It does the job fantastically. It holds the moisture in our steaks and it makes them come out absolutely perfect. They're beautifully marked up on each side. We put them onto a tray. I like to put my tray on the side of the barbie to get hot. As you can hear, it's sizzling in there, just so it doesn't cool the steak down. Then I'll put it straight into my combi. I have it set at 180 degrees, 40% steam. I'm going to put it on for about 3 minutes to start with for medium rare. When we cook our steaks, we're looking at about 3 to 4 minutes on medium rare, 5 to 6 for medium, 6 to 7 from medium well, and then well done we don't worry about because we hate cooking. No, just joking. Well done we go for about 7 minutes. So the temperatures range, so a rare steak you want an internal temperature of 52 degrees, but if you're going to let your steaks rest for a bit, it's good to take it off probably at 50. Medium rare you're looking at 54 to 56 degrees, medium is 57 to 60, medium well 65 to 68, well done 70 plus, but once again don't worry too much about the well done. This has been about 6 minutes on these. These are a little bit thicker. They're coming out of the oven now. As you can see, nice and well marked. They're sitting beautifully. As you can see, there's perfect cook there. Nice amount of tenseness in there. So what we'll do now, we're going to let these rest for probably, I like to rest my steaks for 5 to 7 minutes, okay? We don't need to cover them. This is a very warm kitchen. So I'll put it, if you got your barbecue, I like to put it just there on the edge of your barbie, right on the edge where it's still warm enough to keep them warm, but enough to let those muscles relax. All right guys, so my steak's now been resting for 6 to 7 minutes. I've got them here on our fantastic Butcher Shoppe hardwood chopping boards. These are great for entertaining. They're for sale as well if anyone wants some. So what I'm going to do now is just slice them nice and thin. This is how I do them at home. I like to get 3 or 4 steaks, cut it, lay it on a plate, put it in the middle of the table, and people can come and take what they want. Okay, so when I cut a steak for presentation, I like to come in. A very good quality sharp knife is always the best place to start. We come in just slightly on the angle and just cut through. As you can see, these steaks have been aged beautifully. They cut like butter. The flavour is fantastic. As you said, we hand pick every steak here in the shop. So it makes it unbelievable. Okay, steak number 2. Same again. You can see how easy the blade cuts through this steak. It's like butter. You know, there's not many places that can get this quality of steak for the price point we have here at the Butcher Shoppe. Okay, so now I've cut them. Put it down on the plate. Push them lightly forward. Look at that cook, okay? Put them down. Always turn the last piece out that way so we can see the level of the steak. Once again, pick up the steak one piece, push it down, flare it out. We like to say flaring in the kitchen, and bang there. And there we go. 2 beautifully cooked medium rare Butcher Shoppe sirloins. Yeah, perfect. Put that in the middle of your table, serve your family, serve your friends. That's it. Thank you very much. It's Chris from the Butcher Shoppe.